Hey guys, Abby here. Happy Season 13 for Destiny 2. We're going to walk through Season of the Chosen content, how the gameplay loop works for this season's activity, and how to get started. So stay tuned if you're a little lost because it can really be confusing this season. If you enjoy Destiny 2 guides like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications every time I post a new video. Also, a huge shout out to the members, to those of you guys who have believed in me enough to support the channel, either at the cloud support level or the cloud credits level. I really appreciate you guys. If you are looking to become a member, you can check out the link below. First things first, make sure you complete the initial questline on each character. You're going to have to do this on each class. You're going to get the cutscene initially. This is going to allow you to unlock the season artifact, the Bell of Conquest, on your first character, and you're going to have access to the Helm, which is a new location for the seasonal vendor, and the prismatic recaster also has a vault and a postmaster as well. You can access it by fast traveling into a certain area in the tower. Unfortunately, it's not just an extension of the tower. I really wish they would have put it in there because it's kind of brutal if you have prime engrams to decrypt, because there is not a cryptarch in the Helm. But regardless, here's a quick outline of the steps required to get to the point where you are doing the season activity and you can farm for weapons and armor and all that good stuff. First, like I said, you're going to get that initial cutscene, then you're going to be auto match made into Battlegrounds Behemoth, which is located on Nessus. That's your first Battlegrounds activity. The recommended power level for this is 1100. After you're done with this activity, you're going to go to the Helm and interact with the war table. You're going to get some dialogue, and then you're going to interact with a console on the wall and get some more dialogue. While you're there, you can also grab the mission to focus the Umbral engrams from the recaster. You can obtain Umbral engrams just from playing the game in different activities, or you can also pull them from your season pass. Once you decrypt an Umbral, then you're going to go back to the war table and talk to Lord Saladbar. He's going to tell you all about it, and then you're going to go into the battleground Hailstone, which is located on Europa. That is the second battleground that we have access to. If you guys remember my season 13 preview, we're going to be getting a third Battlegrounds activity, but that's not coming until later in the season. But once you complete that Europa battleground, you're going to go back to the Helm. Then when you get back to the Helm, you're going to get the Hammer of Proving, which is similar to a chalice or the lore kind of thing where you can actually go in and inspect the hammer. But we're going to be using this Hammer of Proving basically to get additional rewards from the Battlegrounds. Okay, now that you've completed these missions, you're ready to enter the Season 13 gameplay loop. Your quest should be at step 8 out of 12, requiring you to pillage Caiatl's tribute chest. But important to note, make sure you guys remember this will only count, and you can only find tribute chests in the Battlegrounds playlist in the Vanguard mission directory. So slot your hammer medallion using 14 Cabal gold, and then navigate to the Battlegrounds playlist here. This is a match-made 3-person activity, recommended power 1200, and includes champions, so make sure to take a look at the active modifiers. At the end of the Battlegrounds mission, you're going to see the regular chest that normally pops up at the end, and then you're going to also see these 3 cool looking chests behind it. Pick one of them, and as long as you have a medallion slotted into your hammer, you'll be able to smash one of them, giving you additional loot from Season of the Chosen and some gold to top it off. And if you forget to slot your medallion before going into the mission, you can always do that right before you open the chest at the end. Alright, so now that we're done with that mission, we smashed that hammer, we have to go back to the war table. From the war table, we're going to get an Umbral engram, and then the next step is to go over and focus that Umbral engram. You can check out the prismatic recaster, and this is where you're going to get all your focusing unlocks for these Umbrals. So you can see here at the top, we have an option between Season of the Chosen weapons and Season of the Chosen armor. Both of these are going to cost you a hammer charge. This is what the questline wants you to do. Eventually, you're also going to have world drops here as well as just a general weapon or armor focus. And you can always just open the Umbrals normally without focusing them. Then on the tier 2 focusing, you'll see we have a couple of objectives here to get kills with certain weapons. And then some of these tier 2 focusing are just random unlocks from the tribute chests. But you can see here, eventually we're going to be able to focus for certain armor pieces. However, it does cost more hammer charges. And then we get down to tier 3 and you can see the requirements here to unlock these. Some of them I've already unlocked. But once you hit those requirements, you'll be able to further focus your Umbrals into specific stat rolls. So we'll see once we get up to the requirements for this, if these are actually boosted or if they're going to be similar to how the previous recaster was. They're not going to be that much higher than a normal drop. But for the next step of this quest, we're just going to be focusing into one of these. Basically, it just wants you to use one of your hammer charges. We're going to go for the weapon. Oh, and as you could see in there, it did unlock these. So once you get more Umbral engrams, you can do worldly weapons, worldly armor. You could do Season of the Chosen General, which is an armor or a weapon, or you could go further down into doing a weapon or armor, but those cost hammer charges. So once you slot your medallion, complete the Battlegrounds, and smash one of the chests, you're going to be earning hammer charges. And you can see those here in your quest tab on the hammer approving. You can see I can hold up to 5 hammer charges. That's from another perk, which we'll talk about in a second. But initially, you're going to start with 3. And you use those hammer charges to further focus the Umbrals. So now that we have a focused Umbral, we can go over here to the Umbral decoder and click on it to decode. And you can see we got the sniper. And then our next step is going to be going back to the war table, talk with Lord Salabar. You know, he's always got something to say. I love his voice. And he's going to give us 28 gold. Oh, we don't get to hear his voice. Well, we don't get to hear his voice, but we get 28 gold from that. And then this brings us to the war table here. This is also a piece of the seasonal activity. This is kind of your vendor. You're going to be increasing reputation up here to get focused Umbral engrams for the season. So you're probably wondering how you can increase the reputation of this vendor. Well, we can see here you increase rank by completing certain seasonal challenges in the Season of the Chosen. Seasonal challenges are located on your quest tab over here. This is the only way to get to it. These are your seasonal challenges. Currently we have 11 available and there are 3 that are going to give you a reputation. So once you complete those, you're going to be increasing your reputation rank here. You'll earn some loot from these engrams, and then you're also going to be able to enhance your hammer. So if we preview the hammer here, you can see the certain enhancements that you can go into. And the first one that you're going to get is this tribute chest. That's the only one you can get. And then it's up to you what you want to choose in order to enhance your hammer, whether it be the number of charges you can hold or the number of gold you can hold. Perhaps you want additional rewards at the end of the Battlegrounds. It's up to you. But currently we only have these 10 challenges and we're going to be getting more because you can see on the seasonal it says 75. But for this week, you can only get 3 of these enhancements on your hammer, so choose wisely. But that is it for the gameplay loop for Season 13. I really enjoy the Battlegrounds activity. I love that it's on the long side compared to what we had last season with the Wrathborn hunts. I love that you don't really have to do much outside of the Battlegrounds activity in order to do the seasonal activity. We don't have to go run a million strikes. You can run 1 strike, which will give you 14 gold, or the Nightfall, which will give you a couple more than that. You could also run public events, which will give you 7 per, so you could run 2 public events and then go run a battleground. So I think it's really balanced in that way. I'm really enjoying it so far, and my favorite weapon from the season so far is the SMG. It is amazing. Definitely try to get your hands on the new perk Frenzy. But hopefully I gave you guys a good rundown of the season. If you have any questions or you're stuck on any parts, definitely leave a comment down below. I check out all the comments. Leave a like on the video if you liked it and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.